The first time Alex Navarro stepped into the Meridian Palace Casino, he wasn't dazzled like the tourists. He wasn't there to gamble. He was there to work. The Meridian was an architectural fever dream, a 20-story cathedral of lights in the middle of the Nevada desert, each chandelier sparkling with excess, each slot machine singing in mechanical jubilation. And beneath it all, under the polished marble floors and the sound of money, lay a labyrinth of cables, conduits, transformers, and backup systems. The beating heart of the beast, a heart Alex had spent years learning to control. Alex was a licensed electrician, a quiet man with a trim beard, wiry frame, and hands calloused from a lifetime of tightening bolts and stripping wires. The job paid well enough, but it was the access that mattered. The Meridian Palace was one of the most secure casinos in Nevada, home to the largest cash cage outside of Las Vegas proper. Each day, millions of dollars flowed through its vaults, changing hands faster than anyone could count. He saw it all from the inside: the power grid, the security redundancies, the systems meant to keep chaos from ever reaching the floor. He saw the flaws too, the shortcuts the contractors had taken, the corners cut to save money. For 3 years, Alex kept his head down, learned every breaker box, every relay switch, every failsafe, and every vulnerability. He'd been the one to repair them when they failed. And slowly, a plan began to grow in the quiet hours of night shifts when he was alone in the electrical rooms. The plan was never about greed, not at first. Alex had worked hard, saved diligently, but his world had been dismantled by a slow-moving disaster called medical debt. His wife, Marisol, had died of leukemia 2 years earlier, leaving behind not just grief, but a 6-figure balance of bills that insurance wouldn't cover. Collection agencies called him at work, emailed him at midnight, hounded him for every penny. The house they'd bought together had been foreclosed on. One evening, after a double shift repairing a blown transformer, Alex had driven past the casino floor before heading out. A man at a high roller table was laughing with both hands in the air as $250,000 worth of chips were pushed his way. Just a game. Just numbers. Alex realized something. Meridian Palace wasn't a temple of fortune. It was a machine that siphoned desperation, broke people, and spat them out. The money it hoarded wasn't noble. It was fuel, and fuel could burn. The Blackout came together piece by piece. He mapped the entire casino grid, learning which substation fed which section of the building, which UPS systems kicked in after an outage, which diesel generators kept the surveillance servers alive. He bought second-hand equipment, relay timers, programmable logic controllers, and signal jammers, and spent weeks tinkering with them in his garage until he could flip a circuit on a delay, triggering cascading failures across multiple feeders. He wasn't going to just turn the lights off. He was going to throw the Meridian into the one thing it had never experienced: blind chaos. And then there was the money. The $42 million wouldn't be sitting in one place. It was spread across cashier cages, VIP high-limit rooms, ATMs, and armored car staging areas. Alex didn't need all of it, but he knew there was a window between 1:30 and 3 a.m. when the main cash cage was replenished for the next day's action. 2 armored trucks came, one leaving empty, one leaving full, and during that 90-minute cycle, Meridian held more cash in its vault than at any other time. He also knew something else. During a full blackout, those funds would be locked inside the cages until power was restored. Except Alex would have the key. He picked the night carefully. The last weekend of summer, a celebrity poker tournament that drew in whales from all over the world. The casino floor would be at its fullest, the vault stuffed with currency. The surveillance team stretched thin, the vault stuffed with currency. In the week leading up to the job, Alex barely slept. He ran diagnostics, checked every circuit twice, stashed the stolen security uniforms in the duffel bags in an abandoned maintenance closet only he had keys to. When the night came, he arrived for his shift like nothing was different. At 1:10 a.m., he was in the main electrical room, leaning casually against the wall, clipboard in hand. No one else was around. He set the first timer, 5 minutes, then the second, 3 minutes after the first, then the third, which would trip the backup diesel generator before its cycle could engage. The final one was manual, a lever the size of his forearm that would send the whole grid dark. Alex's hand hovered over it. His breath was steady, and then he pulled it. The casino went black. Not dim, black. Every chandelier, every slot machine, every neon display cut out at once. The floor was swallowed in shadow, followed by the sound. 1,000 people gasping, screaming, the metallic crash of chips spilling, glasses breaking. Then came the backup alarms, shrill and panicked, and then silence. Alex moved quickly, flashlight clipped to his belt, running through the service corridor that led to the cash cages. His uniform let him blend with the handful of emergency response staff also rushing to assess damage. In the chaos, the security cage was undermanned, 2 guards instead of 6. He jammed the RFID lock with a small pulse emitter in his pocket. The lock clicked open. Inside, the money was stacked in neat plastic bricks, shrink-wrapped by denomination. Alex stuffed them into his duffel bags with mechanical efficiency, his gloved hands working faster than his pounding heart. 1 bag, 2, 3. By the time he was done, $42 million in cash lay at his feet, heavier than he had imagined, but not unmovable. He rolled the bags out on a maintenance cart, his ID badge giving him passage through 2 security doors that had reverted to fail-safe mode after the power loss. Outside, the night smelled like ozone. The parking lot lights were dead. He loaded the bags into the back of a service van he had parked 2 blocks away, started the engine, and drove out into the desert night. Behind him, the Meridian Palace was beginning to flicker back to life, the lights slowly returning like a wounded animal regaining consciousness. By the time the cameras came back online, Alex was gone. The heist was front-page news for weeks. The police suspected an inside job. It had to be, given how perfectly timed the blackout was. But Alex had planned for that too. He went to work the next morning as though nothing had happened, blending into the swarm of technicians investigating the catastrophic grid event. And yet, as the days turned to weeks, Alex didn't feel the victory he thought he would. The money sat in a storage unit outside Reno, untouched. He visited it once, staring at the bricks stacked to the ceiling, and felt empty. It wasn't the money he'd wanted, it was the power. For a few minutes, he had taken down a giant. But now the giant was awake again, its lights brighter than ever, its vault restocked, its machines humming. The casino had insurance, investors, credit lines. The $42 million barely dented it. And Alex realized something that chilled him. He could do it again. He could do it again. He could do it again.